Welcome back to Crypto Intel, the channel where we break down the crypto market with clear analysis, real insights, and the latest developments shaping the future of digital finance. Something interesting may be happening around HBAR. While most investors are busy watching Bitcoin and chasing the latest trending altcoins, some analysts have started noticing a pattern that could become important in the near future. Data suggests that HBAR accumulation may be quietly increasing. In other words, more investors could be holding the token for the long term instead of selling it on the market. And historically in crypto, periods of accumulation often happen before major price movements. Now that doesn't guarantee anything, but it does raise an interesting question. Could HBAR be preparing for its next big move? Today we're going to break everything down. We'll talk about what accumulation means in crypto markets, what's happening around the Hedera ecosystem, the long-term fundamentals of the project, and whether HBAR could be entering an important phase of its market cycle. And if you enjoy crypto analysis, market insights, and deep dives into promising blockchain projects, make sure to subscribe to Crypto Intel and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest videos. Now let's start with something many investors overlook. In crypto markets, price is not the only signal that matters. Sometimes the most important clues come from market behavior behind the scenes. Accumulation is one of those signals. Accumulation happens when investors gradually buy an asset over time instead of chasing rapid price movements. Large investors often accumulate slowly because buying too quickly can push the price up too fast. So instead, they build positions over weeks or even months. During these periods, the price can appear relatively quiet, but under the surface, supply on exchanges may begin shrinking as more tokens move into long-term wallets. And this is why many analysts track accumulation trends across the crypto market. Now let's connect this concept to HBAR and the Hedera network. Hedera has been developing its ecosystem steadily for several years. Unlike many crypto projects that focus primarily on hype, Hedera has placed a strong emphasis on infrastructure and enterprise adoption. The network runs on a technology called Hashgraph, which is different from traditional blockchain architecture. Hashgraph allows the network to reach consensus extremely quickly by sharing information across nodes in a process sometimes described as gossip about gossip. This system allows Hedera to process thousands of transactions per second while maintaining low fees and fast confirmation times. For businesses exploring blockchain infrastructure, these features can be extremely attractive. But the technology alone is not the only reason investors are watching Hedera. Another major factor is the network's governance structure. Hedera is governed by the Hedera Governing Council, a group that includes globally recognized organizations. Companies such as Google, IBM, Boeing, LG, Dell, and Deutsche Telekom have been involved in the council. Each member helps guide the development of the network and operates nodes that support the system. This structure was designed to create a balance between decentralization and institutional trust. For companies exploring blockchain infrastructure, working with a network supported by well-known organizations can make adoption easier. And this brings us back to the question of accumulation. If investors believe that networks like Hedera could become important infrastructure for the future digital economy, they may begin accumulating tokens before adoption becomes more visible. HBAR is the native cryptocurrency of the Hedera network. It is used to pay transaction fees, support the security of the network through staking mechanisms, and power various decentralized applications built on the platform. As activity on the network grows, demand for HBAR could naturally increase. But of course, it's important to remember that the crypto market is extremely competitive. Networks like Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche, and others are all competing to become the infrastructure layer of the decentralized economy. Each platform has its own developer ecosystem, community, and technological advantages. Success in this industry often depends on which networks can attract the most developers and real-world applications. In my opinion, Hedera remains one of the more interesting infrastructure projects in the crypto space. The technology is fast, the governance model is unique, and the project has clearly focused on real-world adoption from the beginning. However, like any investment in crypto, there are no guarantees. Market cycles can change quickly, competition is intense, and adoption often takes longer than investors expect. Still, if accumulation around HBAR continues and the ecosystem keeps expanding, the project could remain an important player in the blockchain industry over the coming years. For now, it's definitely a project worth watching closely. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you believe HBAR could be preparing for its next big move? And if you enjoyed this breakdown and want more crypto analysis, market insights, and deep dives into promising blockchain projects, don't forget to subscribe to Crypto Intel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.